Supplies. We're back.
Yeah.
They still are keeping us here. They're letting us stay.
Well, today it's actually, you can probably hear us a little more. This is the first week that it hasn't been jammed in here, probably because of the thunderstorms, the weather, the fact there isn't a downtown game.
No
going
Raptors,
on.
no Leafs, no
Jays in town. Jays are in Yankees.
There is a spa convention at the convention center. So, ladies, here we are.
So our theme for this week is, and that means
it can mean a lot of things.
Toronto effed up. That was the theme for the week. Yeah. It was terrible.
We've hazarded a guess that there were 4 of them.
Yeah.
Out of the 7 games that they effed up.
I thought they were going to go 5-2 for the week. They went 3-4.
Yeah.
They could have gone 5-2. There was 2 complete meltdowns. One in the 9th inning against St. Louis. 2 out in the 9th inning, 4-2 lead. Give up a 2-run shot.
Osuna.
And then the Tampa game. The first one, Stroman leaves in the 7th with a 3-2 lead, and we end up losing that one 7-4.
Grilly.
I know. But it sucks because Grilly's awesome. Everyone likes Grilly.
Well, no, Grilly's an awesome person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we will caveat he's an awesome guy. In terms of pitching, I'm starting to wonder if he's hit 40 pretty damn fast.
Yeah.
Because his ERA is over 7, and he's only pitched 8 innings so far. It's a small sample size, but it worries me.
I think my problem with him is I think that he should start an inning, not come in if there's an emergency or something like that. Because I think that they're having a base runner on might mess with his head a bit. I don't know.
Or he's not good in the stretch anymore.
Probably, yeah.
It's just something maybe he's just too keyed up. Maybe he's just there's too much stuff going on. I don't know, but it is a small sample size. It's not even a 9 innings yet, so there is a lot to be played. And we can say that caveat for a lot of crap that's going on with our team right now. It's really early, but we're still sucking.
Although we're not last anymore.
We're not last anymore.
That distinction is Kansas City.
Yep. Hello, Kansas City, who just won the World Series a couple years ago.
Yeah. So
this is what happens when you win the Series a couple of years ago and have nobody in the minors to back you up when you're done. But when your guys start to leave,
they won a series, so they can't fall.
We won a series
22 years ago.
Oh, that's
4 years ago. Oh.
Yeah, well,
24 years ago.
Yeah. They've got as many World Series as we've got.
Yeah, they've also lost some too. We're 100% for our World Series wins. We're 2-0. But that is the past, and this is now.
Yeah, we've been having a few issues with our pitching.
It's especially the pitching.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the hitting's pretty.
The hitting has got a little better. Last week we were bottom 6 in every single offensive category. This week we've gone down to bottom 3 in a couple, but also gone up. Our starting pitching is actually we're middle of the pack. Like we've got a team ERA of 4.17. 4.14 I should say, which is 17th. In the league.
Which is basically because Jay Happ and Francisco Liriano each had a crappy start.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, Estrada's been all right.
Latos is actually Phil. Stroman, his 2 losses have been it's the bullpen.
Yeah.
It's the bullpen. Like he's left with
We of course and also add Casey Lawrence to that, who we were thinking we'll never see the pitching mound again for the Jays, but then it came out today that Aaron Sanchez has, again, been put on the 10-day disabled list because of his stupid finger, which we thought we repaired with some kind of surgery where we're cutting the nail off, but apparently the nail cut horizontally this time, not vertically, horizontally, and that's why he's now on the 10-day disabled list again, which means that either Casey Lawrence gets another start, or, as we were discussing before, maybe we get somebody like TJ House, who's not doing too badly in the minor leagues. Or Brett Oberholzer, because he's got major league experience and he's also not doing too bad.
That's pretty much our only pitchers that are doing okay. We'll get into the farm report later, but I mean, look at your starters that you've had. Stroman's done great. Yep. Estrada's actually done very, very well. He doesn't have the wins on record to show for it, but he's actually pitched statistically better than Stroman.
Yes.
Latos, who I think has actually done all right. He had one awful game. Second game he did great.
Yeah.
And Lawrence, whatever.
Well, Latos at least has some semblance of a pedigree.
Yeah.
He has a 3.60 career ERA, which is pretty good. I mean, the last couple of years he's been injured. He was kind of ineffective. But if we can get him to like the middle Cincinnati years,
yeah,
I think we'll be all right.
Because Miami Latos was terrible.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati Latos was actually good.
But if Latos starts to suck again, then I think they'll bring up Oberholzer if he keeps pitching the way he is, because again, he's another guy who's got major league pedigree, as opposed to TJ House, who has a hiccup with the Indians and his ERA was like 13.
Yeah.
So, yay! There's our backups.
Yeah. We'll talk about the farm in a second, but yeah, don't hold out for pitching in the farm. But speaking of Sanchez, that's some injuries. He's going to be on the 10-day. We still have Donaldson on out for 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks. We have Tulo still on the DL. We have Happ, hasn't come back yet. But at least we're doing a little better than some other teams.
Yeah.
Noah Syndergaard.
Oh, poor Noah Syndergaard with his
strained or possible tear
of his lat muscle. Now Now we were again discussing this before we came on the air, and John Smoltz, who of course is a 300-game winner. 200 game and 200 because he saved 200 games too, right? He's a 200 wins, 200 saves kind of Hall of Fame guy, knows what he's talking about. Now he's saying that the reason that pitchers are getting injured so much, and using Syndergaard as an example, is that they're throwing the ball way too hard. So Syndergaard this season alone, he was just using Syndergaard stats. His average four-seam fastball is 99.5 miles an hour. His changeup is 90.5 miles an hour. So if he's got two pitches in between that, plus a curveball at the bottom.
Curveball, which is 85.
Yeah. So he says instead of guys preparing to throw 6, 7, 8 strong innings, they're just throwing it. He's at sixth gear is what he put it.
Yeah.
He says instead of being in fourth or fifth to bring you along, they're in sixth gear from first inning to whenever they fall off the mound. And that could definitely be something that's happening with a guy like Syndergaard, especially with a lat injury. And the shitty thing about a lat injury is that doesn't really go away very easily.
That's why you have to, like you're saying, in sixth gear, that's why you have to be like a Prius, like Dickey or Bartolo Colon, and you can pitch well into your 40s because you're not really gunning it in there. So that sucks. I mean, we still lost on that trade, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But another big one is Adam Eaton is out as well.
Yeah, torn ACL. He was one of the big
6 to 9 months.
That was a big Chicago White Sox Nationals deal as part of the White Sox purging.
Yeah.
And just a little side on speaking of the White Sox, they lead the American League in ERA with a 3.11 ERA.
Yeah.
Team ERA.
With James Shields on that roster too,
and without Chris Sale.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting. April is always a very interesting thing to see where people are at, but this is why we always say wait till June 1st.
Yeah.
It'll balance itself out somewhat, which we really hope for, because if they don't, the Jays are going to be one of the worst teams that Toronto's ever seen at this rate.
I'm forever the optimist. I will hold out hope on this one.
Well, I'm optimistic. I think we'll be at least 500.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still, unless they kill it in May, they're not going to finish like 10, 12, 15 games over 500.
The Yankees, otherwise known as the Baby Bombers now, are proving everyone wrong at this point in time.
They're killing
it. But, I mean, that's all thanks to the trade away from Chicago, or trade with Chicago, giving their entire farm system for Chapman, I should say, and then getting Chapman back.
Yeah.
So, they scored huge on that one.
Aaron Judge in the outfield has been hitting the crap off the ball. Well, it's either he's hitting like 478.
He's either hitting or striking everything.
He struck out 26% of the times at bat, but he's still hitting like 478.
And this without Sanchez even playing. Sanchez is going to be doing a minor league stint this week.
Oh, they're only going to get better.
Yeah.
Luis Severino's been pitching well for them. I mean, if you want to go at it, they are scarily going to be good, and they're turning to Boston now, which was one of those big spending teams who's now kind of gone down to a not so big spending team, and using their minor leaguers to fill holes.
Yeah.
And they're actually filling the holes rather well.
Yeah.
I'd say the Jays are 2 years away from that.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Now the team that's become the Yankees has been the Dodgers, who's got the highest payroll ever. But they're still killing it though.
They are. Kershaw's day-to-day.
Yeah.
They've still got a crap load of starters on the disabled list, so that bodes well for them. I think Rich Hill's still on the disabled list with his blistery finger.
Yeah.
But no, they are the new Yankees. It's only because everybody who owns their team is a billionaire.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there's like 4 of them. including Magic Johnson.
Now here's our Jays' woes at this point in time, right? The team ERA, sorry, I said 4.17. They're 4.14 in 17th place. Team average and team batting average 2.28, which was actually up from last week, which was 2.14. But they're fifth last.
In the majors,
hits,
not in the American League.
hits,
Majors.
Hits, they're sitting in the middle. They're up from last week. They've got 198 runs. We are third last runs, which is essentially the big component of the game.
Yeah. Now these are all Major League stats, not American League stats.
Yeah, runs
so
were third from the bottom in the entire
even
Major
worse
League.
if you're just talking American League stats.
Yeah. In terms of our batters, Pilar is hitting 301.
Kevin Pillar is hitting 301.
Yeah.
Kevin Pillar.
Justin Smoke is hitting 273.
Justin Smoke is hitting 273, which is, in terms of qualifying at bats, second best on our team.
Yeah. And then Morales, 227. And Martin actually up now because he was in the hundreds for the first couple of weeks. He's now 219.
Now you're
Still
talking-
not good, but I mean, he's definitely turned a corner.
We're picking, last week alone, Ezekiel Guerrero hit 348. Jose Bautista hit 318. Darwin Barney hit 316. Chris Coughlin hit 286, including the greatest
slide, as they keep calling
It's
it,
not a slide. It's called a dive
and a flip.
and a flip.
Yeah.
It was one of the most fantastic things I've seen on the Blue Jays in years.
Yeah.
So our guys are starting to hit a little bit better this week, so that's good. It was bound to come around eventually, but that's just really how bad we were to begin with.
Yeah.
That we're still fifth last. We've done all that stuff to go along with it.
Because now it's the end of April, we should do our player of the month. We'll do a J and a player from the league, as in an out player, and then a pitcher
And we're going to stick to the major leagues. And our player of the month, major league wise, is
Ryan Zimmerman.
the old man of the Nationals. He was one of the original Nationals. He used to play third base. He's now playing first base for them, sitting
Because he can't
420.
move. Yeah.
He's got 11 home runs, which is tied with Eric Thames for most in the majors.
29
He's got 29 RBIs and a slugging percentage of 886. 886.
A lot.
Bonds didn't even hit 886. So good on Ryan Zimmerman for picking up the slack that they're going to have from Adam Eaton going down.
However, if his teammate Rondon can keep up the pace that he did yesterday, 6 for 6, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs,
and
I figure by the end of the week,
and of course, Bryce Harper is always considered a legitimate Triple Crown threat. So, they're hitting, not going to be much problem with their hitting right now. Their pitching, of course, has always been stellar. The Nationals will be in the conversation at the end of the season, as they always are. But yeah, good on you, Ryan Zimmerman.
Yeah.
And for the Blue Jays,
Kevin Pillar. Now, this is a tough one because it's not that he's been great. It's just that we've been so mediocre that we had to pick sort of the best of whatever. But he is hitting over 300, 4 homers. And for him, 4 homers, he usually gets that in like about a season.
Yeah, and 300, he never hits 300.
Yeah, he never hits 300. 8 RBI, that could come up a bit. Morales has got 14.
He is leading off, though. And he was always either the ninth or leading off.
Ninth or leading off. And a 505 slugging percentage, which, is still good.
Yeah.
For the pitcher.
Now, let's see, pitching-wise, pitcher of the month, Major League-wise.
Irvin Santana.
Irvin Santana. Thank God I picked him up on my fantasy team.
From Minnesota, of all teams.
Minnesota.
0.77 ERA. He's started 5 games, 4-0 in those. He's got 26 Ks and a whip of 1. Sorry, a whip not even 1. It's 0.66.
Which is a little better than our Blue Jay pitcher of the month, which is Marco Estrada.
Now, Estrada doesn't have a win to his credit. He's got 5 starts.
And that's not his fault by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, because he has pitched well in each of those starts. He's actually statistically better than Stroman in each of the categories. 2.70 ERA, 33 strikeouts, and 1.17 whip.
Yeah, which is good. Stroman was up there with him, but funnily, Marco Estrada has. This is what kills me. He has less than hit per inning, and he's averaging a strikeout per inning, which he doesn't do. That's not something that Estrada does. He's like a 5 or 6 usually strikeout kind of guy.
Yeah.
But he's fooling them all again. So he is what he is now. He's not a flash in the pan. He's not somebody who did okay for a year or two, and that's it.
No.
This is his 3rd year where he started pretty well. So I think he's finally coming to
And we got him for a steal from Milwaukee.
We got him for nothing.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now that we've
Adam
done...
Lind, who is now no longer with them. He's with the Nationals.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna do all right. But now that we've done our players of the month, we're gonna do our mensch from the bench.
Love them mentions.
Mensch from the bench. We have differing opinions on this one. I'll let you go first.
Okay, for me, It's been a breakout week for him because he has sucked so bad in terms of batting average the first.
And he was sitting on the bench for a while.
He was. But Russell Martin last week hit 412. His OPS was 1.347. His slugging is 824. On base percentage 524. He's got a couple home runs. He's got 4 RBIs. He's walked as much as he struck out, 3 and 3. He is finally turned the corner, hopefully a little bit, and will lead a little bit going on because the other guy who is it Luke Maile? Is that how you pronounce his name? M-A-I-L-E. Maile.
He sucked.
He's a defensive catcher if I've ever seen one. Thank God we got rid of Jared Saltalamacchia, who struck out 16 times in 25
We haven't got rid of
bats.
him. We just are not using him.
No, he's gone.
He's down.
Gone.
He's still in the system.
Is he in the system?
We haven't dropped him.
I thought we DFA'd him.
Did we?
Gone.
News to me. All right.
Anyway, you'll never see Saltalamacchia back here again.
My mensch from the bench is an actual mensch from the bench because he wasn't supposed to be in that game. Comes off the bench, strokes a nice little double down the line, and ends up scoring the run off of a missed throw. Marcus Stroman, a pitcher, hitting a very strong double as well. So he literally came off the bench, and he's always got some speed because if you remember in some playoff games, they actually have used him on the base path. But literally coming off the bench.
I'll give him that, but I'm still staying with Martin. One at bat
sure.
does not a mensch make.
Nah. All right, so we said we were going to talk about the farm. Let's talk about the farm.
Farm system is about average right now.
We'll give you some stats here. If we go down the line, they're pretty much middling 500. So the Bisons, who are the AAA, they are 14 and 8.
Yep. Fisher Cats are 8 and 14. There's your 500
There's
right
500.
there.
Dunedin, which is Advanced A, is 13 and 11, and the Lansing Lugnuts.
13 and 10. So there are other minor league teams that will start eventually, but for those big four for us right now, we are 4 games over 500, which is about where you would expect us to be.
To be where we're middling at best at this point in time.
The 8 and 14 Fisher Cat surprises me only, but that's only because guys like John Harris and Sean Foley, who are top 30 prospects, have kind of sucked so far.
Yeah.
So I'm not putting too much stock into them yet.
We usually give you a little report of some stats, and I mean, there's not really much to report in terms of the pitching aspect because the pitchers have been sort of middling at best. Same with the Bisons in terms of their batting. We'll go for the Lugnuts, though. Sorry, the Fisher Cats. Anthony Alford, which we're just waiting for him to come up. He's hitting 356, 2 homers, 8 RBIs, and 7 stolen bases as well.
Yep.
Which is one of the things that he's going to be known for because he's going to be fast. He's only 22, so he's definitely got some time, but it's like the time is around now. He's going to start producing. Yeah. Tim Lopez, another 22-year-old second baseman and shortstop, hitting 325, no homers. Obviously, he's there for his glove.
Yep.
But, he's got a great average. And Ryan McBroom. 14 RBIs, 240 average, and 2 homers. He's 25. He's a first baseman, but same thing. We got to start getting these guys up now, or else they're not going to be. Used.
And a little more. I would like to add Dwight Smith Jr. into that conversation because he is hitting about 324 with AAA, with some power, and he's a left fielder. So if Ezekiel kind of starts screwing the pooch, and if Steve Pearce doesn't start hitting something, you might see Dwight Smith Jr. up here at some point along the way. If it's trade, we're still not sure we're buyers or sellers. If we're sellers, you can see Ezekiel gone, maybe Pierce gone, and they'll bring Dwight Smith Jr. up. That's what I think they'll do if he keeps hitting the way he's hitting. And on the crappy side of hitting, unfortunately, I'm a big Rowdy Tellez fan. He's hitting 194.
There's a lot of guys that are actually hitting quite well, but I mean they're 29 and 32 years old, and they're going to be just staying in the system unless something really catastrophic happens, which is we're almost to that point, not yet. But yeah, I don't see much on reporting on 29 and 32-year-olds that are in the farm system. So, like Jonathan Diaz.
Jonathan Diaz, who was with us, wasn't with us, wasn't with us, and is with us again.
Yeah.
He's 32.
Yeah.
And he's got what was his OPS? Was like 1.1?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan, you know how big Jonathan Diaz is? He's this big. Yeah. I think he's shorter than Devin Travis. he's a wee little dude. Stupid internet.
Sorry about that, guys. We had a little technical difficulties there.
The interweb sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, now, it might also have something to do with the crappy weather we're having
Yeah.
today. I feel like we're in Seattle.
I was discussing Albert Pujols, who took a time to take Devin Travis aside and say, "Keep doing what you're doing, man. You're actually doing all right. It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be cool." So
It's going to be all right.
you know, like that's kind of cool. So
Yeah, it's too bad that he's hitting like nothing.
yeah. But it was during the game too. Even though he got a double, he even
And
walked
that's
over.
That's what I find weird, that he walked over to second base to say something to him in the middle of a game.
Yeah, oh, but baseball doesn't matter how long.
Well, no, it's usually it's like if he goes back to first, the first baseman, they always say you don't see a first baseman from the other team walking over to second base to give the guy props for
Pitching
the other
change. There's
Yeah, was it a pitching change?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, it was a pitch. I can understand that, but if he did like just before the next pitch was coming, that would be weird.
All right, so we're gonna do our next little feature, which is defend yourself. Yet again, obviously, whatever they say, we're never gonna agree with
You got
it.
9 seconds to
And
defend yourself.
this is Barry Nymark, who is a Boston fan. So
Why am I a Red Sox? Start with Jim Rice, Carter Yastrzemski, and Andrew Benintendi. Although it's a lengthy name, it fits in very nicely in the Hall of Fame. Go Sox! Woo!
he sucks. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Barry.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be right. I mean, you pick guys that Jim Rice, Carter Yastrzemski. They never
This
won a
is in
World Series.
1983.
They
Okay.
never won a World Series. If you want to discuss that, they never won a World Series. Andrew Benintendi. I do like the way you rhymed that in the end, but
Oh, don't get us wrong. We are very aware of Benintendi and Jackie Bradley Jr. and Xander Bogaerts and all that other crap.
Yeah.
Especially Benintendi though. He's going to be. If he's doing like this now, holy crap.
Yeah.
And that scares me.
Yeah.
Because that's going to mean at least 5 position players are going to be like under 25 from their farm system that are hitting like mad.
But Barry, you live in Toronto. You should be a Jays fan. So
Yeah, you
we
Andrew
go.
from Ottawa?
all right. So you're never gonna win. It doesn't matter. You should be a Jays fan. Support Jays. So coming up this week, we've got 3 in New York.
Yep.
And I mean, if the weather is anything like it is here, they're not going to be played.
Yeah, exactly.
We got 3 in New York, 3 in Tampa, and then we're off on Thursday. So 3 in New York, 3 in Tampa, and then they're back again for the American League champs, Cleveland Indians. First time.
9-game homestand
Yeah,
that starts.
and that's going to be the first time Edwin is going to be back.
Yes.
But
Who did not do very well in his first month, shall we say?
No.
I feel kind of. I mean, you're adapting to a new team. I'm hoping that's the same thing that's going on with Steve Pierce.
Yeah.
I am mentioning Pierce again because he is really, really disappointing me right now. He's had enough at bats. He used to be a part-time player. We were going to be giving him full-time stuff,
Yeah.
and he's basically done nothing with it. I'm hoping it's just transition. He is a career 280 guy. I thought giving him full times would be good for him. I thought he would like run with it. He ain't run. He's stumbled. He's fallen down to his knees. And almost broke his chin.
Yeah.
So, Steve Pierce, we're watching you, man. You're a month in.
It's going to be fun. The pitching matchups, Estrada versus Severino. And Severino is actually looking pretty good right now.
Yeah.
It's 2-1, 2.05 ERA with 27 Ks.
Their pitching in general is looking pretty
Yeah, but you know what? This is the first time we're facing them. And also we are facing them with them missing a couple key players. Like they are missing Sanchez. They're going to be missing a couple guys. So I'm okay with that. Latos versus Tanaka. This is going to be a tough one as well. We're going to see if Latos can sort of continue his upward trend. Tanaka is 3-0 with a 1.61 ERA and 14 K.
Yeah, which Matt
Now-
Latos are we going to get?
Yeah, but also think of the fact that Tanaka got shelled in his first game out. So the fact that he's pulled this back is something. And then
So his ERA is what's wait a minute.
was
His
it?
1 point. His ERA is 1.61 with a bad game.
With a bad game, yeah.
Ew.
That's what I mean. Stroman and Sabathia. Sabathia's 1-1 with a 6 ERA, 15 Ks. He always good on the strikeouts, but I mean his ERA is always good because he'll give up the long
Well,
ball.
his ERA lately is always going to be up a little bit.
Yeah.
He is big and
Yeah.
slow.
And then this is kind of hilarious because we've got height doesn't measure heart. 5'6" versus like a 6'7" dude.
Yeah.
Because Sabathia is a big dude.
Yeah.
And then the matchups haven't really been set for the Tampa game, but I mean, we know Liriano is going to get the nod against Chris Archer.
Yeah.
We did pretty well against Chris Archer, so
I'm
all right
curious
with
to
that.
see if anything happens because of the Chris Archer throwing behind Jose Bautista thing, and Bautista made him pay later, or made the team pay later. Chris Archer, I don't know. People said he's going to be. Some people call him for the Cy Young winner this year. That he's going to take that next step forward. He's going to become the pitcher that everybody thinks he's going to be.
He has to get the wins. He has to get the wins.
Yeah, he's got
the strikeouts. He's got an ERA, but you have to get the wins. And right now, he's got no wins.
No, and his ERA ain't that great either.
You can never win unless you're
Felix Hernandez.
No, but unless you're a closer, you can never win without having more than 15 wins.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. On the other course, the thing is, it's the next couple of games after that. It's who's going to pitch. Well, we're probably going to look at, are they going to throw Casey Lawrence back out there, who kind of screwed the pooch in St. Louis, or are they going to bring up, as the aforementioned TJ House, or the aforementioned, who I think they'll probably use, is Brett Oberholzer, who has a major league pedigree with the Diamondbacks, more or less, and his ERA is pretty good in the minors, but we'll see how that goes. I hope it's him and not Lawrence. I don't trust Casey Lawrence. I just don't. He's 27. He's barely played the majors much in his career, if at all. They really better use the right guy.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Sanchez obviously won't be back.
Yeah.
They could even go down to a 4 rotation at that point in time as well.
They didn't go to 4. I don't know if they go to 4 rotation.
If Lawrence doesn't start pulling his weight.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I think
you'll stretch Tepera out.
No, you'll get TJ House or Brett Oberholzer. That's what you're going to get.
I don't know.
They're not going to stretch anybody out right now. And the other thing is Mike Bolsinger. Did we lose him, by the way? Because I haven't seen his name anywhere. Or is he injured?
Unless he's injured, yeah.
Because Bolsinger, I thought, was going to be our 6th guy or our 7th guy.
We did get Howell back, and Howell, he was put in a tough predicament, pitching in extra innings in that St. Louis loss. Like he did give up a grand slam, but he was the beneficiary I don't know if you say that, if you're not getting the calls, because there was a couple of strikes that should have been, and then all of a sudden it's a full count with bases loaded. So what are you going to do?
There were some.
You got to throw straight down the plate, because if you throw a ball, you lose the game. If you throw a meatball, he hits it, you lose the game. You hit him, you lose the game. So he was put in a tough spot.
The umping has been a little bit suspect for a couple of the games so far this year. I hate to say it, but it's true. It's starting to remind me of the NBA.
Oh, God.
Don't even get me started on NBA referees and the Toronto Raptors, by the way. Oh, by the way, go Raptors.
Oh, they play tonight as well.
Yeah, they play against the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Yay!
But yeah, no, I think we've sort of wrapped it up for the week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them getting better. I mean, the hitting's coming around. As long as the pitching stays where it is and the bullpen kind of settles themselves down a little bit and they kind of just take a breath, we'll be okay. Let's just hope that this losing month isn't brought into more losing months. Every team, even if they win a division, can have a losing month. Our losing month is pretty brutal, so we have to go really, really well from here on in. So
this is what I'm calling this week.
4-2, eh?
4-2. We did well against Tampa. If we take 1, hopefully 2 from the Yankees, that should happen.
I'm still going to say 3-3. I want some more proof that things are getting better. I want more proof that Jason Grilly is not going to. This is just an aberration for him. That Roberto Osuna has turned the corner with the 2 saves he just got, because he was looking too hot for a while there. It matters. It's we'll see.
All right. Anyway, kids, that's going to be us for the week.
Yep.
We'll catch you later.
Don't forget to catch us at the Loose Moose in downtown Toronto, around the corner of University and Front Street, which is the Surfcourt Corner. Also, you can also keep watching us and liking us and trending us on Twitter, trending us on Facebook and Instagram.
YouTube,
we even have Instagram
anything.
Yet. We're going to have Instagram eventually for no apparent reason.
Anything.
But just keep following us. Tell your friends about us, because the more you see of us, the happier we will all be.
All right. I'm Greg.
I'm Jeff.